Hello all, welcome to the industry's first intent-driven app delivery and security solution that ensures radical simplification of your app delivery lifecycle, not just for today, but for the next decade as well. IT industry has experienced a paradigm shift in app delivery and security infrastructure over the years. So let's see what it takes to modernize IT and how Citrix ADS service fits in. Modernizing IT is essentially about flexibility and designing evergreen solutions that can withstand ever-changing business needs. Due to COVID hit, there has been a spike in remote users, and it becomes utmost important for us to provide them with best user experience. To ensure our users are happy, app performance is the new currency, where latency is a major contributing element. Lately, there has been a hyper transition to cloud and SaaS, and internet state again remains a blind spot for the customers. As the networks are widely distributed, apps' APIs are fragmented, so tracking the user location and thereafter redirecting them to the most optimal location is a complex task. So, Citrix App Delivery and Security Service offers a robust solution to exactly address all these concerns by automating everything to ensure that the transition to cloud and SaaS is seamless for the customers. Citrix App Delivery and Security Service is driven by four human principles: intent-driven, always learning, always adapting, and always protecting. Let's dig deeper into each of them. ADS Service is industry's first intent-driven solution that facilitates customers to define their intent, and ADS Service radically simplifies for agility by transforming the intent to policies and auto-configures the app delivery and security infrastructure appropriately. Let's talk about intent-driven principle. For instance, customers intends to certify his application as A+ by Qualys SSL Lab. With ADS Service, the customer is just one click away, as Citrix ADS Service fixes everything, ensuring his application has all the right SSL policies, qualifying him for SSL rating. Advantages that CADS Service brings to the table for the customer are faster app deployment, reduced manual config, less error-prone, and no botheration of syntax. So customers can be focused on defining the intent and leave the onus of whatever happens under the hood on Citrix ADS Service. Let's go on to the always automating principle. With Citrix ADS Service, we have consciously made an effort to radically simplify and automate most of the initial deployment from the point of view of app delivery. Earlier, if a customer moves their workloads to cloud and is willing to use ADC, they need to select the right EC2 instance type, opt for correct license options, add the backend servers, map DNS to Route 53, and guess what CPU memory throughput thresholds to use. But with our intent-based offering, the customer need not worry about all these things. They just need to mention their backend servers and VPCs where their origin servers are deployed. An ADS Service awesomely automates by taking care of deploying the right EC2 instance of ADC, having appropriate configurations. We also have tighter integration with Route 53 such that you can choose your domain and we will map it to the right IP address and publish it to Route 53. So the major advantage that customer gets in day zero deployment is that there is no guesswork or error-prone configs. Let's proceed for the day-end deployment, where always learning and always adapting principles comes into picture. Let's consider a use case where customer has deployed his application and now wants to ensure lowest latency for his application. Let's understand how ADS Service analyzes the user traffic flows on all the three legs: user to ADC, at the ADC, and ADC to the applications, to ensure that the latency is lowest. So here, we ensure that we give great visibility to the customers on all the three legs. The end user visibility comes from ITM, Intelligent Traffic Management Technology, which is responsible for automatically redirecting to an optimum site if internet state changes or latency increases, or else prescribe a new site if that will contribute towards lower latency. For instance, your users are more focused in Singapore region, and gradually the app becomes popular in other regions of Thailand as well. So the item-based recommendation engine will suggest few optimum sites where you could spin up a new site, and it also provides you with the percentage of latency benefit you will be able to achieve. On the ADC leg, ADS service will make sure if ADC capacity is exhausted, it will automatically scale out or scale in the ADCs based on the requirement. Similarly, on ADC to backend server leg, if one of the server performance is poor, either ADS service gracefully removes it from the LB group or alerts the admin with initial corrective action to be taken so that the intent is met. So ADS service ensures that customer gets a complete visibility end-to-end from user to ADC, ADC and ADC to app server. Let's proceed to the next principle, always learning principle of ADS service, which facilitates customer with internet state visibility to deliver better app experience. Here, ITM's traffic management capabilities is a unique differentiator against the competition. It collects 10 billion data points per day distributed across the globe and allows customer to perform data-driven decisions to plan, design and optimize their app delivery infrastructure in the best possible manner. Take for an instance, you are moving to cloud in AWS and you want to decide which region would be appropriate. So with ITM's intelligence and its ability of scenario-based simulation, you can host your application servers based on traffic insights such as ISP latency, IP's health, which AWS site is down, etc. and take well-informed decisions with no scope of guesswork. The customers can simply specify which location his user traffic is distributed across and spin up a new server to get the desired latency. So this gives a great advantage for our customers in planning expansions. You start with the AWS region in Singapore, but you can go to ANZ region Sydney based on different parameters like user distribution and everything. So this gives a great advantage for customers in planning expansions. Say in day 0, you decided Singapore region is the best region for your application. But gradually, your application got popular. And based on the traffic insights by ADS service, you will know users are coming from the other region. And this will be the latency benefit if you spin up your app server in this region. And the admin can take a call based on the cost latency benefit analysis and take the right next steps. What is the key advantage you get with one-click A+ SSL rating is that you need not keep track of the quality requirements at all. We take care of everything and configure the right SSL policies for you. And not just that, but in future, if there are some SSL mismatches or errors with your application, we will highlight that and notify it such that you can take corrective actions based on that. For example, you have a lot of clients that are coming from SSL v3. So here, we give you an option to decide whether or not to block the specific IP addresses. Let's now understand the consumption-based metering of Citrix application delivery and security. The customer buys a capacity which is metered based on data processed, that is, the actual traffic that goes and goes out. So the resulting benefit that you get is no wastage of capacity for the customer. There is no performance limit. You don't need to worry about the instance licenses, bandwidths, or vCPU separately. If the traffic goes up or down, or additional capacity is required, the system will automatically autoscale the ADCs. This is the biggest advantage that you get with consumption-based metering, where we just meter based on each unit of data processed. Or if you use DNS request for GSLB, it is based on 2 meters. So we can say that it is similar to cloud-like model where we don't have a monthly billing, but metering is similar to that with more simplified approach. Please refer our data sheet to understand which all capabilities are coming up at launch. Let us see how Citrix App Delivery and Security Service awesomely automates and lets you manage, monitor, analyze, and troubleshoot your global hybrid multi-cloud application delivery from a single touch point. It simplifies application delivery through intent-based application deployment and offers a rich set of analytics to monitor your application performance and take corrective actions to secure the application. Our today's demo will focus on two use cases: secure application delivery and multi-site application delivery based on GSLB and ITM. To use Citrix App Delivery and Security APIs, Citrix customer must have the following in each API request: Citrix Customer ID and Citrix Cloud Authentication Token. For that, log into the Citrix Cloud, go to Identity and Access Management page. In the API Access tab, locate Create Client button. Provide the client name and click Create Client button. The client ID and secret will help you to log in and provide a session ID to your Postman account. To deliver an application on AWS Cloud, you would need to perform two major prerequisites. Firstly, create a Cloud Access profile, and secondly, create an environment. Create a Cloud Access profile to provide access to your AWS account to ADS service. This API will help you retrieve the template that creates IAM policies and roles that allows the services AWS account and Citrix ADC to access your AWS account. Go to the CloudFormation in AWS console and click on Create Stack and select the options with New Resources Standard. Now here, upload the template file, give a stack name, and then keep everything to default. Check the Acknowledge alert and click on Create. In a while, in the output section, you will be able to retrieve the role ARN value. Now let's send a Cloud Access Profile post request, where you'll be able to retrieve the access ID and the external ID that will be required for your Cloud Access Profile creation. You need to mention the access ID, the external ID and the role ARN that we have retrieved as part of the previous step. Also, give a name to your access profile. This name need not be the same as the stack that you have created in your AWS. Let's move on to the next step of our app environment creation. Here, mention the name of your application environment, autoscale group name, access profile ID that you have created in the previous step. The cloud here is AWS. Now you need to mention the AWS parameters, which includes the VPC ID where your application server is located, your region of deployment, the availability zones where you want ADS service to deploy your infrastructure. Here I'm going with Asia Pacific Seoul region. On executing this API, my application environment will be in draft stage. It will be in saved state and not deployed yet. Copy the application environment ID and use it as part of the asynchronous call for application environment deployment. With this Get Job Status API, you will be able to understand what is the status of your deployment right now. The app environment creation typically takes 15 minutes. You can observe that your app environment has been created successfully with all the subnets, NAT gateways, agents, security groups, etc. Now you're all set to deliver an application. Mention the edition name, name of your application, type, environment ID that you have created as part of the previous step, the endpoints with which your application users are going to connect to. So here you have an option as to how you want to expose your application, whether intranet or intranet. Here I want my app to be public facing or over the internet, so I'll be choosing external. On deployment, my app will have a public IP assigned to it. Next, you can choose the FQDN type to be auto-allocated, which will be a random auto-generated FQDN that has been mapped to your site. Here, if you do not have a domain already configured in your Route 53, you can select the FQDN auto-allocated parameter to be true, or else mention the FQDN and keep the FQDN auto-allocated parameter to be false. Next, mention the listeners with the protocols, ports, etc. Here we have an option to add the SSL cert. You have two options, either to upload the certificate in your cert store before the deployment or add a new SSL cert by uploading the cert and key file by using this API. You will get a certificate ID that you can use while deploying your application. So this certificate will be associated with your application for all SSL transactions. For redirecting the traffic securely, you can set the parameter of is HTTPS redirect to true. By default, we have a load balancing setting associated to your application, where the algorithm is least connection and stickiness type is none. In case you want to change the method used to direct the client request to the server or change the stickiness type or maximum connections to the server, etc., add an additional load balancer. So here I've created a new load balancer with algorithm type as round robin. You can also add additional health checks as well. You can also have additional SSL settings where you can define your A+ intent. So here for A+ security parameter, set that to true if you want your Qualys SSL lab qualifier to be A+. You add your origin servers in the application services section. Define the name, protocol, port, app server type, etc. Here we have three options to choose from based on how your application servers are deployed. It could be autoscale group, EC2 instances, or raw IP address or FQDN of your application services. So here I have two instances deployed in my AWS. I will mention their IP addresses. Now I'll bind my load balancer and the application endpoint to the backend service. This API will make sure all my configurations are saved. We can see our application is still in draft state. It is not yet deployed. So for that I will make an asynchronous API call which will deploy my application. This job ID will help us track the application deployment stage. This process typically takes few minutes for the deployment to get through. When the application deployment is completed, you will be able to access your application with the FQDN associated. Here we can observe that the client requests are served in the round-robin fashion. Let's now move on to the next section where I would take you through the advanced day-end use case to deliver an application. In this section, we would take a GUI-based approach. Here we have two ways to deliver a new application. First would be migrate an existing ADC configuration or create a brand new application. So if you have your on-prem ADC configurations which is already present, tested and working as part of the business requirements, you can easily import those configurations to deliver an application. So here click on migrate ADC configuration for the same. But in this demo we would take the second approach. Here we would deliver a brand new application. You could configure all these parameters as you did in your API-based approach, but here we would do all the configurations in the GUI. In the first step, which is the basic details, we specify the application name, select the environment So if you see, this environment is in Europe and this is our VPC and it is deployed in 2 availability zones. Next, we select the backend services that you want to backend your ADCs with and customize the protocol and port if necessary. Choose from 3 app server type options. Here, I will choose my EC2 instance already deployed in my VPC. Note, it must be reachable from the VPC where the ADC environment is created. Click Create and proceed to the Endpoint section. This section will let you define how you want your application users to connect. So you have an option whether or not to expose your application over the internet. For this demo, I will opt for external as I want to access my application via a public IP. Next, you can choose the FQDN type to be auto-allocated, which will be a random auto-generated FQDN that has to be mapped to your site by creating a CNAME entry for the auto-allocated FQDN in your DNS provider. If you already have your domain registered in your Route 53 account, go for user-defined. Now select the hosted zone, that is your registered public domain, and specify a subdomain for your application. For protocol, we will choose HTTPS. For redirecting your HTTP traffic securely, check Redirect HTTP traffic to HTTPS. Here, you can also add the SSL cert for delivering an SSL application. Either upload the certificate in your cert store before the deployment and select from here, or add a new SSL cert by uploading the cert key file CA cert key chain now. Then select the new SSL cert and click Add. Here we can add additional SSL settings that can address your intent of certifying your application to be A+. So here you can achieve your intent with just one click, and ADS service will take care of configuring all the right SSL policies for your application. Here we have configured just one service. So in case you have multiple services and you want to use the content routing based on the request or response type, that is content switching, you can add those conditions here. As a next step is the load balancing settings. So by default, it is least connections as LB algorithm. So I'll go with the default for now. One thing to observe here is that these 4 mandatory steps, you can deploy your application right away and it will be up and running for use. To demonstrate additional functionalities, I'll be going ahead and creating content rule and security protection. Citrix App Delivery and Security Service offers you with rewrite and responder functionality. So I'll add a rewrite rule that adds a custom HTTP header for every GET request. Make sure to bind your content rules with your service. For WAF, we have a rich set of functionalities to protect and secure your application. CADS service offers a single pane where you can simply define your security intent. For example, SQL injection. By default, the attacks are logged. You can choose an action to block the malicious request. You can also add exceptions to the false positives. We can also rate limit the request based on several conditions like client IP, number of requests, time duration, etc. You have an option to drop or reset the connection on fulfilling that condition. This acts as a layer of protection against the DDoS attack. We do have protection against well-known attack signatures, bad bots, etc. We also have the facility to add OWASP security headers. Now click on Create and add your security protection. Bind the security intent to your service. Click on Deploy and ADS service will automatically translate your intent into policies and configure the ADCs with your content rules, security policies, enable analytics, etc. This process will typically take few minutes based on the number of intents defined. You can now go ahead and access your application with the FQDN associated. Let's now validate all the configurations associated with our application. You can observe our app is certified as A+ with all the configs stated as part of Qualys standard. Also, in case Qualys changes over time the requirement, ADS service automatically updates and ensures that your app configs are up to date. Let's try and insert a query in our URL causing an SQL injection attack. Here, we can see that the apps are protected That is, the malicious users are denied access against the incoming request. Next, the custom header alias service rocks has been added in our response header. Let's move on to the next section of delivering an ITM-based multi-site application. For multi-sites, the client DNS requests will get the optimal site, IP or FQDN for the application access via our ITM, which has 100 plus POPs with advanced latency monitoring capabilities. With the Citrix App Delivery and Security Service Citrix Managed Multi-Site Application feature, you can configure, deliver and manage applications across multiple cloud environments for high availability and reliability. Let us now understand how a multi-site application distributes traffic based on the optimal RTT algorithm. Create a multi-site app by providing a sample name, then select the FQDN type to be user-defined or auto-allocated. If your application is already deployed in one of the environment, then go for user-defined. Now select the environment for your global app and give a domain name of the application FQDN. You can also define the DNS TTL value. Now click on Next and you can add the sites for your multi-site app. Select Managed if you already have your application deployed. Choose the application from the drop-down for Site 1. Here you can also enable geofencing for your application. Here I am enabling user requests only from India and blocking from other regions. Likewise, I will configure another additional site. For instance, you have the app server spread across clouds, which could be AWS, GCP, Azure or on-prem. So here you should select user-defined where you can add your IP or FQDN. You can also mention the protocol for monitoring and defining the location from where you want your request to be served. Here, if you need to measure real-time internet performance across all your major clouds, then select Configure Radar option. The radar object can be deployed on the site using a responder policy and action that serves a 43-byte single pixel image whenever a URL with the extension r20.gif is requested by the user's browser. In GSLB section, you can give complete flexibility to the users in terms of how they want the user requests to be served, be it round robin, optimal RTT, failover, etc. You can also define the stickiness of your connections. As I want to ensure that the traffic is distributed to the healthy site that has the lowest latency, I am configuring the algorithm to be optimal RTT and the penalty I am providing to the user-defined site. You can now go ahead and deploy the multi-site application. It takes a couple of minutes to deploy the application. Let's access the global app demo in any of the browser. As per my geofencing policies, the request should be served only from India region and should be blocked from other regions. And site 2 is most likely to be picked up as per the optimal RTT policy. CADS dashboard has rich and detailed analytics dashboard which acts as your aid if you're an admin app owner, such that you can ensure your application is always up and running and troubleshoot the issues fixed. The Security tab lists all the security violations that the application was exposed to. We can observe here that 2 WAF violations were detected and the requests were blocked, protecting from SQL injection attack. We can also view what location of the attacker, root cause of the issue, time of violations, and many other details to it. Web Insights helps you dig further by selecting a particular domain from the list of the domains available, such that what was the number of requests, bandwidth, response time for each of the domain. You can also have a time series data with respect to the particular hour, days, weeks, etc. Also, you can go for granular details of the pattern of the user traffic location and many more details to it. Here, we can see that there is a list of top 5 URLs that were served by your application and type of request methods, response status, etc. You also have multi-site app analytics too, so that you can analyze your user traffic such that the source of user traffic, source of site visibility, availability, etc. Let's have a look at the health of both the sites associated with your application. API site and HTTP app site are currently in healthy state depicted by the color coding. Further, you can track how many requests per second have been served, what's the health on an average, and the max value. The stickiness rate per second here is 0, as we haven't enabled the stickiness for this demo. So, just a closing note, we have a rich set of features available as of now, and we plan to expand towards much more stirring use cases such as cloud recommendation engine, self-healing actions, support for other cloud vendors, etc. Currently, we have application delivery and security service available for tryout in tech preview. Do reach out to us on Try Citrix ADS service at citrix.com if you wish to get enrolled on the service. Looking forward to assist you and take you through the journey of our intent-driven service that awesomely automates, learns, and protects your application portfolio. Thank you.